There is one more vacant seat for the 2023 grid, and it seems like HAAS are determined to get rid of Mick Schumacher in order to bring in a lot more experienced driver in Nico Hulkenberg. This is something that Nico himself addressed in a recent interview, and it goes without saying that many F1 fans are very happy to see Nico back on the grid. However, is this a done deal? And is there a chance that HAAS will keep Mick and Hulkenberg should seek a vacant spot somewhere else? Before we dive deep into Hulkenberg's situation and his status regarding the vacant seat in HAAS, make sure to subscribe to our channel, like the video and turn on notifications. HAAS are currently looking for options to replace Mick Schumacher, and one of these options is Nico Hulkenberg. The German driver is currently a reserve driver in Aston Martin, and it seems like he will be one of the favorite assets when it comes to the only vacant spot left for the 2023 season. Apart from Nico, HAAS considered Antonio Giovinazzi and Daniel Ricciardo, but the Aussie isn't really interested in driving for a non-competitive team, while Giovinazzi ruined his chance during a free practice session earlier in Austin. That is why Nico is considered to be the main candidate for the spot if the team decided to part ways with Mick Schumacher. Regarding this matter, Nico said that he feels optimistic that he'll receive a chance to prove himself yet again in F1, but that is just one part of what he had to say regarding his future from 2023 and beyond. Many fans have questioned themselves whether or not Mick Schumacher deserves to be replaced in HAAS, and whether or not it's his fault that the car isn't scoring results. During the first couple of races, we've seen Magnussen absolutely tearing up, but then he had a massive drop in performance too. When both drivers weren't scoring points, Mick was better on multiple occasions in both qualifying and race day sessions, and this was the season he scored his first career points, finishing P8 and P6 in Silverstone and Austria respectively. But that seems to not be enough for the American team to keep Mick on the team, and that is something Steiner has spoken about recently. The Italian said that Mick does have an advantage for the seat, given the fact that he knows how to drive the car, but he needs to score points in Austin or Mexico in order to be shortlisted. That didn't happen, unfortunately, and while we are awaiting for an official decision out of HAAS, Nico Hulkenberg is hoping that the vacant seat in HAAS will be more than welcomed to him. When talking to media about his future, he said, "At the end of the day, it's not my decision. I'm not making it. There are still talks. I am relatively optimistic, but we will have to be patient a little longer." Now, what this points out is that Nico is still in talks with HAAS, meaning that they are keeping him probably as the number one option when it comes to replacing Mick Schumacher. The American team would be more than happy if Ricciardo by any chance changes his mind and decides that after all, he does want to drive in F1 in the 2023 season. Because if he does that, the only seat left would be HAAS, and that means Hulkenberg will be sidelined yet again. But what's pointing us towards the narrative that HAAS is looking to replace Mick Schumacher and have already informed Nico that he would be the replacement in the upcoming period is the fact that Aston Martin has signed 2 reserve drivers in the previous period, with the latest one being signed just a couple of days ago. First, they signed Felipe Drugovich, the F2 champion from this season, a couple of months ago when they signed Stoffel van Dorn, the second reserve driver, just a couple of days ago. This means that Nico's services as reserve driver in Aston Martin have probably come to an end, ultimately pointing out that he will be seeking for another seat and there is only one available in the 2022 season. But is Nico ready to race in F1? We've seen him racing in Aston Martin earlier this season as a replacement for Vettel, who was positive for COVID-19 in the first 2 races of the season. What was remarkable was the fact that he was able to outperform his teammate Lance Stroll on one of these tracks, and goes without saying that he can transfer a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience to HAAS if they decide to sign him. But with all of the rumors and the drama revolving around HAAS and the vacant seat they are providing, are they going to silence down everyone and continue Mick's contract, investing in the youth and in the hope that Mick provides to them? Or are they going to go with experience, similar to what they did with Magnussen, and fight for constant points finishes from 2023 and beyond? It's up to us to wait and find out how this situation will develop further.